Hello everyone, I am back in Asia here, and it's going to be an overlap of some Asian videos and videos I shot back in the US, because when it comes to the newer castings, I think I should probably get those videos out beforehand instead of a bunch of old auto worlds and green lights that everyone else has already reviewed. Anyways, when I first got back, I went to my favorite store in Bangkok, AB Mini Cars. I've done a video on this store as well. And they get some fancy bag now to give out to their customers. I know one of you viewers actually went to this store based off my video, so the proprietor of this shop appreciates your patronage. Okay, let's see what I got here. Only 3. And you're gonna guess what am I gonna review today. But here's a little preview of what's gonna come in the pipeline. What I really like about this AB Mini Cars, he doesn't mind if I look at some of the models beforehand. In particular, this is a TLV. Granted, he would open this up with a ruler and not destroy the box, but I knew I was going to buy this, so I just destroyed the box with my fingernail. Anyways, we'll get to this one later. It's a Mazda Luce Legato driving school car. I thought it was a police car. Yeah, okay, well, whatever. It's something else. Something different from TLV. And then we have this here. We have a MR2 from MY64. I know Champion DJK had a really messed up canopy on his. I have a soft spot for this car, which we'll get into when I review it. The reason why I went to the shop, though, is because I pre-ordered something a long time ago, and maybe you guys are wondering if you should order this as well. Okay, so MY64, I guess, is a relatively new brand. Or not, I don't know. I have a few of them now. Okay, so very thick cardboard box. Heavy duty. And we have a blue metallic version in here. Supposedly limited. This is a 1954 300 SL. Okay. Then this thing folds open. Okay. Now we got this little plastic stuff to deal with here. Oh, wrong side of the bag. I'm not going to talk about this car because I've already spoken about it when I got my Schuko one, and I have another version from UCC Coffee. It was a freebie, although I had to pay for it. You'll see those in a moment anyways. Okay, so the bag is gone. Tape. Nope, no tape, so be careful. You do not want to drop this on the floor. So, yeah, okay, so plastic cover. So this is a real wooden base, I believe. It's not fiberboard. It's not sawdust glued together. This is a real solid, continuous piece of a tree. Right? You can see the grain is carrying across, whereas fake wood would never do that. You see how the grain, this line goes here and then it goes vertical here? So that's what tells me this is a real piece of wood. This line here, vertical, carries across to the bottom, right? So that's partially why it costs a lot. Frankly, I'd rather have the thing cost less and just have a plastic base. We do have a photo etch placard here, 300 SL, all that stuff. This is color is limited to less than 200. Why would it be 198 instead of 199? I don't know. Okay, let's hold on. I gotta move this stand out of the way compared to these photographs. One thing that threw me off is the lack of side mirrors. But doing my searches, I'm guessing side mirrors were an option on some of these. Like this one does have a bullet side mirror on the fender. I've seen other ones where it's closer to the A-pillar. So it could have been just options, or maybe Mercedes didn't offer them at all back in the 50s. So there's the gull. This one has no mirror on it at all. It's probably some museum there. Alright, let's get the good old pick out and a better angle here. I apologize for the paint on my hands. I'm painting a bunch of Hot Wheels 3D prints these days, and I took a break and decided to review this model instead. So this is a metallic blue, and it's quite nice. The flakes aren't hot rod large, they're just small blue flakes. You can see the clear coat is very smooth. You can see I have a rectangular LED light above. You can see the you can see the reflection. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Let's go to this front wheel. Zoom in a little bit. I can see a Mercedes star. Oh, if I can't focus her. Hold on here. I don't know if that's a photo etched star or not. Oh, whoa, that's a center knockoff. So that's a center knockoff, this photo etched, because it's got two arms on it. It's hard to see because it's all chromed. The wheel's chromed, and then this photo etch is so shiny. So the wheel itself is just a steel wheel. I'm guessing it's just chromed plastic. I do feel like that could be better. You know, the real car has air passing between. I don't know, maybe they couldn't mold it. Well, you know what? There are those slots. Let me get the pick. This thing's really hard to figure out. I guess there is a slot there. So that actually is realistic. You just can't really see the slot until you angle it, like there. But that's actually true of the photographs I pulled up as well. So, okay. The tire itself looks alright. It's not slab-sided. It's got some curvature to the sidewall, like there's air puffing it out. And then the tread blocks are not truck-like. They're very small, road-like. So that's good. You got this photo etched metal strip going down the side. It's not paint. This is, look at this. This is a piece of stainless steel or something. And then two more here in the strakes. I think the strakes, 1, 2, 3 are separate pieces as well. And then there's two chrome pieces binding them all together. So there's literally 5 pieces of metal right here for that vent. And then we have some sort of shiny sticker or decal. I guess that says Mercedes Benz. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to say. There's a little black recess there that I do see on the real photograph. That's probably a jacking up point if I had to guess. And there's some black paint in there. That is a dimple. It's not just on a smooth surface. It's actually molded as well. So the lock here, yeah, look at this lock. It literally has a slot in it. Yeah, there's a key slot. So that's pretty sweet. And then I don't know what that chrome strip is next to it. Probably the door handle, but I've never even thought how that actually works. Does it push in, or it's so thin, you know? I can't even tell in the photographs. Okay, well anyways, that's the nicest lock mechanism I've seen in 164. It makes me want to have like a miniature key. Okay, so the windows are that thin packaging plastic, but these are not good. They're like, I think they literally painted them. The reason why it's not good is, look, you can't see the pick on the other side. So they tinted the windows, I think. I don't know, that makes no sense. Why would they bother doing that? A real car doesn't have tinted windows. So these are sadly probably the worst windows I've seen in resin 164s. So that's a real shame they chose to do that, to ruin it for no real reason. Okay, well, stuck to the outside of those painted windows are chrome photo etched molding details, I guess. Those would be the window moldings, I guess. Alright. Rear wheel looks pretty good. Tire again, seems alright. Let's go to that. Okay, the wiper blades, photo etched, stainless steel. Looks nice. I think they're bent also. So they're kind of perpendicular to the windscreen. Yes, they are bent like a real windscreen wiper. And then in front of it, the windshield, is that grille. That's also photo etched metal. You can see the shininess. You know what, let's go out of order today. The interior, I can see there's a center bottom mounted rear view mirror. I don't know what that is next to it, to the left of it though. It's just color, same color as the dashboard. Looks like a light gray interior, but the steering wheel is a separate painted piece of maybe like a tan steering wheel. And then the bucket seats have ribbing and stuff. No headrests. This is 1950s. So, boy, cool. There's a actual suitcase in this thing, but it's gray, sadly. It would have been cool if that was painted like a different color, but they may have been color matched, because when you look at the photograph I pulled up of the doors open, that suitcase is the same brown as the rest of the interior. So you might want to rewind back to that. But look at this. Well, those straps are all photo etched with the hole details and all that, so that's really nice. Cool. Although I kind of feel like, again, well, no, I'm looking at the photograph. The straps are color coded also in that real photograph I pulled up. But instinctively, I kind of want to see those straps just be chrome metal, but I guess they wouldn't be. They'd be leather on a real car. Alright, it looks like a stick shift there. You know what? This side window looks a lot clearer than the other one. But no, see, I can see the wrinkliness right there on the front window. This, look at that wrinkliness. It's almost like in a decal or something. It's very strange. But the rear window is perfectly clear. The windshield is perfectly clear. So yeah, these are sprayed smoke color, so that's why you can see that graininess is literally the paint orange peel. Hold on here. It's really hard for me to get in on this stuff here. We're at 4 times magnification, and that shifter looks awesome. It's a chrome, vertical with the knob itself is color coded to the steering wheel. You have to remember, if I'm magnified 4 times, what you're seeing in your monitor makes this a 1/18 scale car, right? If I went 2 times, it'd be a 1/32. 4 times, in theory, this is a 1/18 scale car I'm holding in front of you. Now, back at 1 magnification, that's a 1/64 scale car. So, that's pretty impressive. Now, I'm trying to get in on that instrument pinnacle. Oh, wow. Very impressive. First, the center of the steering wheel has a Mercedes star. I'm guessing that's photo etched metal. Now the instrument cluster. You see those rings? They're so shiny. I almost think those are photo etched rings. Oh, I don't know. I think I need a little more light in there. Hold on a second. I gotta get the flashlight. But see, the orange peel's really messing. Hold on, that's way too bright. 1 lumen? Maybe, no. Let's go with 15 lumens. Yeah, the gauges do have, hash marks and like the needle. The dashboard is like a light blue. Yeah, you see right there? With some black gauges. The fuel gauge. That rearview mirror on the dash has a circle on it. I don't know what that would be for, but they put it on. It's pretty impressive. I think this text right there, maybe that says 300 SL here, or Mercedes Benz. I can't go in any further. I'm at 4 times. You see that script? And then some buttons or knobs or circular things. On the bottom, maybe that's a radio? Anyways, that's really impressive. I only wish the windows weren't so bad. Oh, hold on here. Let's try this side. Hold on. I'm going to put this flashlight over here. The thing's so reflective. It's really hard. Okay. There's a better view. Very impressive. Dash and all that. I wonder if this has gas pedals. Hold on here. I don't know if I can get the angle. I think there are 3 gas pedals on the floor. Well, gas, brake, and clutch. And what else would those 3 black vertical things be? So those are the, yeah, look at the pedals. I can't focus and hold the flashlight and the model with only two hands. But there you go. Yeah, so this is one of those rare models that actually has the clutch, the brake, and the gas pedal. And there's actually a texture on the actual clutch pedal there. Right? Very, very cool. So, very nice interior. One of the best I've seen. Yeah. The door side as well. Okay, the door, I don't know, maybe that's the door handle? But there's some weird pollutants, dust or something in there. You can see those little weird worm looking things. It's kind of gross. I guess it was just a plain door back then. Rivet marks down there. Not sure why those would be there. Okay. Okay, moving on. Sorry, I keep on saying okay. I don't know what word I should use to fill in the gaps of my regular English. That's not a sentence, is it? Okay. Going to the back, we have 300 SL, and the star looks pretty good. I don't see any of that weird like glue residue that you often see on resin models. So, hold on. Let's see if the clear coat's going over this. It is protruding, but I don't know if the clear coat's over this or not. Maybe right there I do see the glue residue right here. But it's not much. It's only at a certain angle. So the lock and I guess trunk latch here is, photo etched again. The rear license plate is stamped. It's literally like a real license plate where the numbers are bulging out. It's not a flat surface printed. Yeah. Those are literally raised numbers and letters. Very impressive. The taillight, as small as it is, you can see the orange, you can see the red, you can see the separator of black, and it's very shiny, so I do think this is probably a piece of metal. They painted the red and the orange on it. They may have covered that with a photo etched piece of metal, and then they clear coated it. Or, you know what, it might actually be like a chromed plastic thing, and then they filled in the recesses with the red and the orange, and then they clear coated it. Anyways, you can hopefully see the light just moving around inside that tail light, and you can hopefully see the surface of that tail light is pretty thick. It's pretty far away from the actual colors. The rear bumper is clearly a separate piece in this chromed plastic. And then we have the exhaust tip is perfectly round, it's very thin. I don't know, that is possible that's a piece of metal, like a tube, because you can't mold that in plastic reliably. The muffler down here is all chromed out, looks nice, and then I can actually see a black exhaust tube going somewhere up front, and there's a chip on it, so I don't know. Why would that? Well, I guess they probably painted it all silver first and then painted only the black after the fact. Maybe this whole piece is like this chrome plastic and they painted black where they needed to. That's what I'm guessing. You can see the tires are appropriate in their width. You got some treads. They look 1950s thin. Yeah. Looking in the, I gotta look at that interior again. Since the rear window is so clear, look at those gauges. It's just so cool. Very nice. Wow, we're at 19 minutes already. Sorry. Alright, the front view. Not much different. What's this? I think this might be an antenna stub. Yeah. It's a piece of, I think there's a metal tube. But it does make me wonder, should there be an antenna there? It clearly was brand new. I don't think this was ever opened before. And if it's going to be on a wooden base, I think they could have put a thin piece of metal wire here, and had an antenna. But it's just the base of an antenna. I'm looking at it now with the naked eye. I don't even have a piece of metal that thin that I could use as an antenna. So that could be the reason why they couldn't maybe source a strong antenna. The only thing I could think of is taking a electric wire, stripping off the insulation, and using one strand of an electric wire to become that antenna. But it would just flop around. It won't be strong enough. Okay, so front end, we're at 3.4 magnification, so this is like looking at a very large scale model now. But you can see the clear headlights, and back behind them you can see the light bulb. It's pretty far away as well. Sorry, I'm trying. Yeah, there's the surface I'm touching, and look how far back the light bulb is. So that is inside of a chrome bezel. Very nice. The two little turn signals also, I'm touching the surface. So I think that's a photo etched piece of metal with some rings etched away, and then they like dropped on a piece of clear epoxy or something to create the dome. Right? Yeah, it's literally a dome, but I think that's paint or epoxy. Okay, separate chromed plastic bumper. The license plate again is stamped. The grille obviously has this Mercedes star, but back behind it is a photo etched black painted grille. You can hear the metal there. Then this Mercedes, tiny Mercedes emblem up here. That's weird. It doesn't look like a Mercedes star. Right? Or the star is not oriented properly. The point is at the bottom, it should be at the top. So I think that Mercedes star is upside down. Oh well. There's some sort of chrome undercarriage detail up in here. I don't know what that is. Let me get the flashlight again. I don't know. There's two of them. Strange. Well, anyways, I'm never going to display this model upside down, so I guess it doesn't really matter on the bottom details. I think that's everything. Have you seen any defects? I don't... the Mercedes star, this little star on the front, I guess that's upside down. That's the only flaw I see. Everything else seems pretty much perfect. Which you should. These resin models are not cheap. Yeah, but very nice. Let me go get those other Mercedes. Alright, this first run I have is from Schuco, and this is a big letdown. The reason why is look at the tires and how they're totally below the fender opening. But the real car, the tire is clearly sunken inside the fender. And so that's what lets me down about this Schuco. And then amazingly, stance-wise, this freebie from UCC Coffee got it right. You can see the tire is literally sunken inside the fender. There's no interior on this, it's just a blacked out window. But I feel like I like this model more than the Schuco, and this thing was free to somebody living in Japan. I had to buy it, of course. Some sort of race version of that car. So there's no bumpers either. Okay, well those are my 300 SLs. I'm probably going to sell the Schuco off. There's no reason to have it. I still like this because A, it's a variation. It's a racing car with no front bumper. So I'll keep these two, and someday I'll sell that Schuco off when I really need room to make space for a new mold. Okay. Well, MY64, another fantastic model. As far as resin models go, it's possible you guys might be the best brand. You're definitely one of the top ones, better than Ignition model, I think, as far as value goes. I've noticed some Ignition models, their resins don't even have brakes, which this one doesn't have brakes, but why would you have brakes on a steel wheel anyways? So that's what lets me down about Ignition models and their resin models, or actually all their models seem overpriced compared to their competitors. But this one, I guess, this is definitely expensive, but for me, I'm pretty happy with it because A, I just spent 25 minutes talking about this one model. B, every time I pick up this model, I'm going to be like, whoa, look, and then look at the details again. I could take 25 Hot Wheels and I will never spend 25 minutes looking at those 25 Hot Wheels. It's just, you know, there's only so much detail you can have in a Hot Wheels. But this is one of those, you know, models that for me, I'm going to keep for a very long time because it's an icon of automotive history. For me, I kind of feel like this is the greatest German vehicle ever made. If anyone else has any other opinions, what's your favorite German car of all time? Like, if you could pick any one car to ever have from Germany, what would it be? I'm pretty sure for me it would be this car. It wouldn't be the very first 911. It wouldn't be, well, I can't even think. It wouldn't be a BMW. It wouldn't be, no, I don't know. So I'd be curious, you know, there's just so many cars out there in the world. I might be forgetting something. But for now, I'm saying this is the greatest German car ever made, and this is the greatest model in 1/64 scale of that car, in my opinion. Alright, well, thank you for watching today. I don't get all too many of these resin cars in because, hey, they are really expensive. But for me, I think the price is justified. At least the base itself is real wood and not some weird particle board. And then the thing was relatively flawless. Questionable about that little star in the front, though. And it just looks fantastic. Okay, I'm just rambling on now. I'll see you guys in the next review. Thanks for watching again, as always. Bye now.